how do we use the new Gold Class adhesive? Number one is to, if you take it out of your fridge for the first time, you have stored it in the fridge for a while when you received it, if it's still unopened, take it out of the fridge. You can take it out of the packaging as well, and then let it come to room temperature. I always give this about 45 minutes to an hour. So really let it do its thing. Don't open it right away. Don't shake it with the cap on. Just let it sit and let it come to room temperature. Our adhesive has now come to room temperature. This is where we are going to open it. Then you are going to place a little, they have those applicators that are lint free. I'm just using a little piece of paper right now, and then you shake it very, very well for about 30 seconds. Make sure you do not shake this with the lid on, because the bottles aren't designed to be leak proof when you shake the hell out of them. You also should stand these upright all the time. Now that we have shaken our glue for a good 30 seconds, we're going to use a little foil sticker. The reason why we use foil and not paper is that the lab actually told us that this type of adhesive, because it is oil resistant, it can react with paper because of what's inside. It can also react with plastic. So we recommend you use a foil. Now you're going to hold the bottle vertically and dispense a small drop of adhesive onto your foil. As you can see, the adhesive is quite thin in viscosity, which means when you're using classic lashes, you do need to dip in a little bit more. Another thing that is really important with this adhesive is that you actually let it sit for 5 minutes. And people go, why should I do that? Why can't I just start working straight away? Well, now imagine the adhesive comes out of this bottle, which is a very, very humid-free environment. And depending where you stored it, it might be cold and you have to take it out of the fridge. So what we need to do is actually make this come up to its entire environment and basically become one with it. It's no different than pouring a glass of red wine and waiting for it to develop a little bit, right? We do the same with the adhesive. So you can dispense it as soon as you start cleansing the lashes. Put it aside, of course, then start cleansing the lashes. By the time you are done, the adhesive will be ready for you to be used. And of course, when you're finished with your adhesive, store it away in an airtight container. Put a little bit of a silica bag in it, shut it, and then put it away. You also want to store it away from heat and sunlight, so make sure you store it at around 20-21 degrees at the most, and definitely don't have it standing in full sun because it will heat up the entire container. So let's talk about classic lash dipping. When we are using classic lashes, it is very important that we don't use it exactly the same way that we use other adhesives. Some classic adhesives are extremely thick, and you go in like this and you have a lot of adhesive coating the lash. In this case, because of its viscosity being so thin, what we need to do, go in a little bit faster and come out. As you can see, you have quite a few little dots, very skinny still, but you can see the dots applied to the natural lash, to the synthetic lash, right? I will show this once more of how not to do it, and then I will show you how you should be dipping. So we're going in with our classic lash, very thin coat. This is not enough, okay? Now, if you apply this to clients' natural lashes after a few days, if you are not the fastest worker in the universe, if you're not getting this lash in a flash, they will lose their lashes. So with this adhesive, we do need to dip a little bit faster, so we're going to go in and out. And as you can see, we have those 3 little dots on the lash. Doesn't always have to be 3, could be 2, could be 4, could be 5. But you can see that there's a little bit more. So instead of just going very slowly, you go a bit faster, and that way you pick up more adhesive. And then once you go onto the client's natural lash, like so, you literally just put it on, put it into place, and this is the perfect attachment. So as you can see right here, I'm just going to zoom you in for a second, we have enough adhesive to make this adhere to the natural lash. If we had a completely seamless bond, we would not have enough attachment area with the adhesive going onto the natural lash. Okay, so you need to be able to see the adhesive when you are applying it on the natural lash. You can see how there is a little bit of coating, and this is what goes straight onto the natural lash. Don't waste your time, plonk it straight on, and you can see how you have a nice bond. Now I will show you what not to do. So I'll grab another classic lash and I will dip too much, and then you can see what's too much. This is too much, because that will go and seep right into the base. You can see how it's traveling down, and this is then going to get stuck in the neighboring lashes, which will cause a lot of pain and discomfort to your client. And now I will show you what is not enough. Putting another one next door. And you kind of take the same principles also for volume lashing. Don't dip too deep, dip only the first mill and a half. I'll show you what's not enough. You can see here, this has already dried probably by the time I get it here. It still looks nice, but we don't have quite enough contact area. Okay, so again, not enough, too much, just right. So when we're talking volume lashes, what we want to avoid is to dip it in real far, because what's going to happen is the fan will automatically close up right away. So we definitely need only the tiniest amount of adhesive, and literally just hold the fan inside of the adhesive without having to slide it in. So what we do instead, and this is now a mega volume fan, but we'll demonstrate it anyway, you literally just hold it in the adhesive, and all that you can see on the bottom now is plenty to attach to the natural lash. Then when we're going to the natural lash and we're applying it to here, it will very quickly bond, and you don't even have to hold it for too long with this adhesive, and the fan will stay nice and open and nice and fluffy. If you were to do this with any other adhesive, the fan might close up straight away. So this adhesive is only for technically advanced technicians or lash artists. It is not for someone who's only just starting out in volume, and is not for someone who doesn't isolate first. So you need to have your isolation on point, then go to the natural lash straight away once you have dipped. Okay, there can't be any looking around for natural lashes, wasting your time with holding a lash or a fan in your hand that has already been dipped. Dipping is the very last thing that you do before you head on to the natural lash, and it has to be done quickly. This adhesive is the fastest in our range. Things will instantly bond, and if you are not fast enough, you will think it is the adhesive's fault, and it's not. It usually is the lash artist's fault for not working fast enough and for not getting that lash onto the natural lash as fast as possible. At the time of contact, this adhesive sets within 0.2 to 0.5 seconds. It is the fastest in our range. It is one of the fastest available in the world today. Take it out of the fridge unopened and open it right away. You need to have it come up to room temperature first. Number 2, shake your bottle with the lid off and hold a little bit of a lint-free wipe or cloth at the top. Lint-free is important, otherwise you will have an exothermic reaction. Number 3 is apply your adhesive to a neutral surface. Neutral considered foil and also glass. You can put it on a crystal, a glass crystal. Make sure it does not have a colored coating though, okay? Let it breathe for about 5 minutes so it kind of gets used to its environment. And then you need to dip a decent amount when you're doing classic lashes, and I guess just a normal amount when you're doing volume lashes. You still have to hold it for a couple of seconds when doing volumes. However, I find that the Gold Class adhesive will travel up the lash fan a lot less than other adhesives do, because it is so thin in viscosity. It literally just stays in place, if that makes sense. It's not so thick and it doesn't glug up the whole entire base of the fan. And when you are using classic lashes as well as volume lashes, you need to be an advanced technician. You need to be able to work super fast, have your lash isolated already, have that fan or that classic lash go onto that isolated natural lash as soon as you have dipped it. Do not wait, do not procrastinate, because you will find that your clients will start losing the lashes and then you are going to blame the adhesive on it. I can promise you that this adhesive is ordered fresh every couple of months from Germany. You can keep this for 6 months unopened in your fridge and then use it, and you can have it opened for up to 8 weeks. Now, if you do want your drop of adhesive to last longer than if you are just putting it on a tile like that, you can obviously build yourself a little bit of a bowl with the aluminium foil. Perhaps you have a little well that you can use and stick it on your tile, and then you put your foil inside so that you have this little drop of glue last you for even longer. Hey everybody, I just have a little add on to this video. I want to share with you something really cool. As you can see by this screenshot, the first part of the video that I recorded was at just before 8 a.m. in the morning. And I thought I wanted to do a new glue drop, and I filmed like a time-lapse type of thing. It is now 10:41, and I just wanted to share with you all what this adhesive still looks like after like 3 hours. So it was basically 3 hours ago. So I'll zoom you in, and you can see it's the same glue drop. Nothing has changed if you compare it to the other one. And you can see that when you dip in, this glue drop is still beautifully, almost fresh. So many were complaining that if you put it on a foil, it will spread out. It has not spread out. It's still the same consistency as it was before, maybe slightly thicker, just ever so slightly. So I will leave this drop here actually, and I will have a look in another few hours and film exactly what this looks like. It's now 1:36. It has been there for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, about 5 and a bit hours. Let us zoom in, and this time I have done some fanning work here and there. And let's see if this still performs. You can see all of the dust around it. That is literally a fallout of the byproduct of when the adhesive drop starts to cure. This is the stuff that we need to get rid of. I will show you. You can see it's dust. Yeah, this is the stuff that we need to get rid of on the client's skin. This is why I always recommend to wipe around the eye area after the service, and definitely use a setting liquid as well, so we speed up the curing process. So let us grab another single lash in 0.15. Let's see. Wow, this is literally still usable. It's not gluggy. It coats very evenly. If you go fast, of course, it will coat more. So this is what it's like after 5 hours. So nothing has cured. You can see it's still beautiful. Now, if you go right to the edges is where it starts. You can see the edges is where it starts to cure. But as we were right in the middle, right here, you can see it's still nice and liquid. Incredible. When you order our gold class adhesive, it will come in a little pouch. You will get 2 of those stickers with it as well, and you will have the how to use it description on the back of your pouch as well, which will tell you the best humidity, the best temperature to use it in as well. And we have it all listed underneath this video too. So I hope you enjoyed this little help video and you enjoy your gold class, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.